Okay, so we're going to begin with our tacos de carne asada. So I'm going to wash my hands one more time. So I'm going to start with that. Let me wash my hands. Okay. So we have our ingredients for our tacos. So we have our carne, our beef. I have carne asada, USDA Prime. I got it at Costco. You can use arrachera. You can use other types of beef, whatever you want to use for your tacos de carne asada. I get this one in Costco, and it's already labeled carne asada. I have my cilantro because I'm gonna put that on one side. I'm gonna make my tacos. I'm gonna put cilantro. I'm gonna put onion, and then we're gonna make salsa. The tomatillos. So we're going to make the salsa de tomatillo. We're also going to need chiles de árbol. And it all depends how spicy you want your chiles, your salsa. So you decide how many you put. So we'll decide in a minute. You're also going to need your salt, and you're going to need pepper. I like to use fresh pepper. And then you have your lemons. And then, of course, your tortillas, and they're corn tortillas. You can get them small. You can get them regular size. And so the first step we're going to do is you want to make sure you're warming up your pan or whatever you're going to use to make your carne asada. Today, I'm choosing to use this one just because I like the pattern and I like the oils or the grease that comes out of the beef just to go at the bottom. So that's kind of like more healthy in theory, I guess. So that's what I'm going to be using. I am warming it up right now, and I am going to raise the heat, and I'm going to raise it to medium heat. Okay. And I am going to begin by putting salt and pepper on top of my beef. So you can use a plate. So let me grab a plate. Plate, and I'm going to grab the beef. So go ahead and grab your beef, your steak. So I'm going to use one. I'm going to use two. So I'm going to begin with this. And you're going to grab your pepper and your salt. I'm also going to grab lemon. So you can cut your lemon. Okay. So go ahead and add your salt. Okay. And then your pepper. Okay. Then I'm going to flip it to the other side. Okay. Then I'm going to add salt again. Be careful with the salt. You don't want it way too salty. Okay, now I'm putting pepper. Okay. Then I am going to add some lemon. It's because I like the citrusy flavor that it gives to the beef. There it is. I'm going to flip it to the other side, flip it to the other side. Let's see so you guys can see. There it is. I'm adding more lemon, just kind of a little bit. Okay, now I see that my pan is ready. And so you guys asked me if you guys want to add oil. I use this, which is cooking spray. But you can add oil, just put a little bit because the beef already has some fat that will help you, make it so that it doesn't stick. So it's up to you. I like to use cooking spray. Okay, but if you have oil, you can add it. Okay. Then I'm gonna add the beef. Okay, I'm gonna marinate one more or add the spices. So the salt. There it is. Now the pepper. Okay, a little bit of lemon. So repeat the steps basically. Okay. You can already hear the beef cooking, starting to cook. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it there. As that's cooking, I'm going to begin with the tomatillos. I'm gonna wash them and peel them. So one trick that I use so that this is easy to peel, I actually soak this in water. So I add the water to the bag. And you can see, okay, once it's gonna half fill more or less the bag with water, then it'll be easier to peel the tomatillo. In the meantime, right, I'm gonna need a pan to boil water and add the tomatillos, to boil the tomatillos. So I'm gonna add a little bit of water, maybe 1/3 of this pan. There it is. And I'm gonna start warming up the water because I'm gonna boil the tomatillos here. Okay. Again, medium heat. Okay. So let's start peeling the tomatillo. And you'll see that now that it's wet, it's very easy to peel it. There it is. The good thing about making salsa is that you can use them for the tacos, and then in my family, right, we always have salsa here. You can always have un taco de queso, like a cheese taco, or like with beans, etc. So it's always good to have salsa around the house. I don't know if you guys agree with me. Okay. Hey, Alan! I see Alan! I'm glad you're joining us. Okay, so then we have our tomatillos there. It's already peeled, so I'm gonna rinse them one more time. Okay, so I'm rinsing the tomatillo. Now notice one of the tomatillos looks a little off. Where was it? Where? Oh, this one. So I'm gonna cut this piece and try to save half of it. Let me see. There it is. So I can use this one. Okay, now that they're rinsed, okay, I can add it to the water that is heating up. Okay. You want to make sure that it's not too much water, so just make sure you have enough water to cover them up, but not a lot of water. So enough water that it's like all the tomatillos is covered, but not like that they're floating too much. Okay, so there it is. Now in that water for the salsa, where the tomatillos is gonna start boiling, you're gonna add the chiles. And you can use different kinds of chiles, but I like chiles de árbol. So I like to boil them too. And I don't know, it depends how spicy you want it. So I usually just have like a bunch. And I want to peel the tail off of it, la colita. And there it is. And I'm going to have like a bunch, like in my hand. And I'll count them for you. And I told you guys, right? Like I'm gonna try to share my recipes with you, but it's very traditional the way I cook, so I don't really measure everything. I go with what I think is good. I used to ask my mom, and my mom was like, oh, tú aviéntale un puñito. Okay. All right, guys, so I have this much, and it's probably more or less like 10 peppers. If you don't like it too spicy, you might want to add 2 sticks just so that you have a little bit of flavor. If you want it more spicy, you can add more. So you can always play with it. So I'm adding maybe like 10, and this is how it looks like in my hand. And so I'm going to add it to the tomatillos. Okay. And then I'm going to cover it. Okay. All right. So this is my chiles. I'm going to put them on the side. I don't need them anymore. Now I want you to see how the carne is looking. And it's about ready to be turned to the other side or flipped to the other side. And you can see all the blood on top. And then over here next to it, I have my tomatillos, still not boiling. So we got to give it time. So I'm going to flip that carne, okay? All right. Looking good. Smelling good too. All right. Looking very good. Okay. All right. Now, as I continue cooking that, I am going to cut the onion and the cilantro. So I have my cilantro and I have my onion. And then I also have my garlic where I'm gonna be using to make the salsa. So I'm gonna get my blender ready. So that's for that. Okay. I'm going to peel that garlic. So 1 clove of garlic. All right. Okay, so this is my garlic. I am going to add salt. And you can just add maybe like half of a teaspoon, not too much salt, because it's always better to add than to like, oh my God, it's too salty. Once you try the salsa and you're like, it needs a little bit more salt, then you can add more salt. Okay, so I'm gonna put this aside because this is when my tomatillos are ready and they boiled, then I can put them in here. Okay. The next thing I need is I'm going to wash my cilantro. So I'm not gonna use the whole thing. I'm probably gonna use half of it. So I'm gonna take out half of the cilantro and I'm going to wash it very well, or rinse it. And you're gonna separate it as you're washing it. Okay, so I'm gonna put it over here. And then you have your onion, which I had, I was cooking yesterday, so I have this left over from yesterday. And then I am going to use this plate to put my onion and cilantro. So I'm gonna wash it really quickly. My carne is smelling so good, guys. I don't know about you guys is. Okay. Next week, I think you guys told me that you guys want to do tacos de lengua. And my family loves tacos de lengua, so we can do that next week. And if you need me to help you buy the lengua, just send me an email and then I can buy it for you. And then we can arrange for me to take it to you or for you to pick it up, okay? But please, I think you'll enjoy it more if you're cooking along with me. Oh, Esmeralda shared that she had some tacos de lengua yesterday. Homemade, Esme? Esmeralda, did you guys make it at home? Oh, woo, yummy, yummy. I make it very, very simple. So it's actually, yeah. And we will actually have to have it, it takes a long time to cook, the lengua, the tongue. So you have to cook it for like 2 to 3 hours. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so we'll talk at the end if you guys want to learn tacos de lengua for next week. And if not, we can learn something else. But for right now, let's focus on the tacos de asada. Okay, let's go check out the beef really quickly. Okay. Let me see. Yeah, looking good. Maybe like a couple more minutes and then I'll take it out. And let me check the tomatillos. How's it going in there? Not boiling yet. Okay, so we'll let it deal with that. Okay, let me get a cutting board. Okay, so I have my cutting board. And I need my knife. So we can start cutting the onions and cilantro. Hopefully the onion's not too strong because then it makes me cry. In our culture, we say that we cry because we're jealous. And I just told my family, I'm not jealous. I'm just picky. En español, no soy celosa, soy delicada. So to start, you can cut half onion. If you don't want to cut the whole onion, you can do half of your onion. But just clean it up, peel it, and then that way you can have the fresh onion. And again, you can use half of your onion, so you don't have to cut the whole thing. We should make birria tacos sometime. Yeah, the birria recipe I make is it takes I marinate it like the night before. Yeah, and then like when I cook it in the oven, the birria, and it's pretty yummy, guys. I make two types of birria. I make one that is very simple, white, and another one that is a little bit more marinated and is red. So yeah, it depends which one you like. Yeah. Oh, Yalan. I'm making you hungry. Me too. Oh God, my eyes are tearing up. Oh cielos. All right, so I have my onion, and basically is little cuadritos, so little squares. And there it is. I'm gonna go check out my beef because I don't want to burn it, and also you don't want it to be dry. So let's go check out our. Yeah, it's ready, guys. And how can I tell that it's ready? It's basically because it's not. It looks pretty dried up, and that's kind of like my sign that it's ready. So I am going to bring something to put it in. Okay. So 3 steaks is probably not going to be enough for my whole family, my 2 kids and my husband and I. So I'm going to add 3 more pieces of steak. So I'm going to repeat the process. So let me just clean this up a little bit. The peels of the tomatillo. I clean that up. Something I hope that you guys learn is to be clean when you cook and not messy. I know sometimes we can make a big old mess and then we don't want to clean up. So if you're cleaning as you're cooking, then it's not as messy and it's not as overwhelming, and then your parents will be happy. And then I see a comment that that's the point. Well, if you don't mind cleaning the mess, it's fine, but parents get upset. I know I get upset if my kitchen's all messy. Yeah, we can eat good, but then you have to clean up. Okay, here's my first steak. Okay, same thing. So we repeat the same steps, right? Your salt, your pepper, and then a little bit of lemon. Flip it to the other side. Boom. Same thing. And it's ready, so I'm gonna add it. How's it looking for you guys? How you guys doing over there? Can you turn on your mic and tell me how you're doing? How's everybody doing on your side? Yay. Okay.
Huerta,
Yeah.
¿me quiere traer algo de comer? Está dando hambre.
Oh no, Ellie. That's okay. That's okay. We're learning. We're gonna make mistakes, okay? We're gonna make mistakes. All right, so now that my carne is over there. Oh, I didn't check the tomatillo. Let me go check because we don't want it to get extra, you know, cooked. Okay, so I check it. It's barely warming up. So no, I don't have to worry about that for a minute. My carne is going good. Okay, come back. All right, so let's cut the cilantro. I cut the ends and I throw those away. All right. Okay. So now, same concept, right? Cuadritos, little pieces, little squares. The cilantro, you want to make it look neat. Oh, who loves cilantro? I love the smell of cilantro. And I also love the flavor of cilantro. Anybody here love cilantro like me? Anybody? Oh, I see it. Mm-hmm. Hey, Liz. Talking about cilantro. My daughter loves cilantro. She's not big on onions, but she loves cilantro. I know I do a nutrition unit with my AP language class, second semester, and I always tell like, you guys have to eat veggies, you guys have to eat your greens, and they're like, well, Ms. Huerta, you know, my doctor said I could eat greens. Is it okay if cilantro counts? I'm like, come on, guys, more than that, more than that. All right, so now I have my cilantro, and then I have my onion, and then I have my extra lemon. So I'm going to rinse this knife. And then I'm going to cut my my lemon. And there it is. So now this is ready for the tacos. Okay, I got to go back to my beef. I don't want it to get burned. Okay, so, ooh, it's looking good. Ready to be flipped. Okay. OMG, so good. Oh my God, it's like perfect pattern. So yummy. Let me show you. Look at this. Look at this, guys. So yummy. Yeah. Yeah, the tomatillos is almost ready. How do I know it's almost ready? You know they're green, so when they're turning yellow, that means they're ready. And so they're already starting to turn yellow. So I can actually turn it off, and then they'll cook right there with the heat. In the meantime, right, I'm waiting for this beef to finish cooking. I already turned off the tomatillos, so I'm gonna let it finish cooking like that. And then that gives me the opportunity to kind of start cleaning over here. So I'm gonna clean. I'm gonna wash my cutting board. I'm gonna put this back. All right. Now remember, I have my blender ready, so when my tomatillos finish cooking, I can make my salsa. I think I can fit my salsa here, so I'm gonna leave it here. And I have my tortillas ready. Okay. All right. I hope your kitchen smells as good as mine because I am hungry. All right. Looking really good. I always, encourage my nephews, my nieces, my kids, my own kids, and they tell me, like when they want to start cooking, I tell them like it's okay to make mistakes. You have to be willing to make mistakes. And I think my dad was the one that said, you also have to realize that you're gonna cut yourself, you're gonna burn yourself, and it's part of the routine. We have to be as safe as we can, but we know that we're gonna make mistakes, and it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna actually need the cutting board and the knife to cut the beef. So I'm gonna dry it up. Okay. And I'm gonna need the knife. All right, and the beef is looking really good. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Put away my salt. Oh, I'm gonna leave my salt just in case I need it for my salsa. I'm gonna put away the pepper. Okay, my beef is ready, pretty much. Turn it off. There it is. Okay, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is ready. And so the next step is to cut it, warm up the tortilla, and then I'll have my tacos. So I'm gonna put that here. All right, put this here. Now I'm going to drain the tomatillos. I have to drain the water because you don't want it all watery. So I bring this over here. And you have to be careful, right? You don't want to burn yourself. So I am going to drain the extra water. You can do this. Because it's hot, we can open the cold water. There it is. I don't want you guys to burn at home too. So this is another one. We can use this. That's easier. Okay. Okay. There it is. Okay. Now I'm going to grab a spoon. This one has holes in it. If you don't have one with holes, it's fine too. And I'm going to add the tomatillos into the blender. It's very simple, very simple. You basically have your tomatillo, your chiles, your salt, and your garlic. There's a little bit of juice from the tomatillo, so I'm going to add it. There it is. Okay. Okay, now this is hot, so you have to be careful when you blend it. Otherwise, it will spill all over your kitchen. So I'm going to show you right now. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to start in low. Okay. So I'm going to start in low, and you're going to start at the lowest because again, this is hot, and if you blend it regularly, it would just like spill all over. So I'm going to set that down, and you can start low. And you can start increasing it. All right, so there it is. And I realized that this is too small, so it's not gonna fit here. So I'm gonna grab a bigger one. Dios mío santo. Oh, I'm gonna use this one. It's okay. It's a little big, but that's okay. There we go. And then I'm going to pour it here. Now we have to taste it, right? We gotta try the salt. So I'm gonna grab a spoon to see if we did well with the salt or it needs a little bit more. Okay, let's see. Perfect. Ooh, spicy. Woohoo. So good. Okay, salt's good. Right, spice is pretty good too. You grab a bigger spoon. This one, I'm gonna put that one. Okay, so check it out, guys. We have our salsa, we have our cilantro, cebolla, a lemon. And then now we're gonna warm up our tortilla. And then we're gonna cut our carne asada. So it's time to set up our comal. I'm gonna leave this to the side. We have our comal to warm up our tortillas. Here it is. Okay. So I'm gonna let that warm up, and it's on medium heat. And now we're gonna start cutting our carne. I grab my first steak. Okay. And it's up to you how big, how small. You know, there's really no perfect way. There it is. So yummy, yummy. There you go. Okay. So let's say later on when your family, you want to share with your family, and maybe your parents are working and they get home from work and they're hungry and you want to make them a taco, then you can warm it up in the microwave for a few seconds. And then you warm up your tortilla and pretty much it's ready. So dinner's ready for you. I'm going to warm up one tortilla just so that I get to enjoy it because I am hungry. So I'm going to warm up a tortilla. Okay. Still warming up. I'm going to grab my plate where I'm going to put my tortilla. And again, whenever I have some spare time, I like to clean up. So that when I get to sit down and enjoy my food, I don't have to worry, right, of like this big old mess, OMG. And again, there's preferences. Some people like to worry about that at the end, after they eat. I personally like to clean as I'm doing things, because then it's overwhelming to see all this mess. I guess my nature is to multitask and do different things, right? But again, it's your preference. Maybe you have a helper at home that can help you, right? I know a lot of chefs have helpers. So you should be warming up your tortilla right now. That way we can all enjoy our homemade tacos de carne asada. Some of you might want to have, sorry, some of you guys might want to have un jalapeño, right? En vinagre with your tacos. I know I do. So I don't know if you guys like to eat your tacos de carne asada con un jalapeño en vinagre. All right, let me see. Okay. Ooh, the spiciness in the blender. Because my salsa did come out spicy. But good thing here in my house, we all of us can handle the spiciness. For the most part, I would say. Okay, my tortilla is technically ready. It's getting there. I'm gonna grab a glass of water because I'm super thirsty. Since I can't see what you guys are doing, you guys are gonna have to share with me. I was super thirsty. Okay, so here's my tortilla. I'm gonna turn off my comal. I am going to add my carne. There it is. And you can make it as full as you want. That's the sad part when we go to restaurants, right? That sometimes I don't put enough carne or enough beef. Now, the next step, now that I have my beef, I am going to add some onion, and the traditional way is to do it with your hands. But if you prefer, you can grab a spoon. Grab a spoon. So I'm going to add the onions. Okay. Then I'm going to add the cilantro. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Beautiful. Now I have my taco. Check this out. And then I have my lemon. Ooh. And then I'm going to have my salsa. Oh, Dios mío. Oh, cielos, qué rico. There it is. Okay, so this is my taco de carne asada, guys. Woo. Thank you. Emily says, looks delicious. Yes, it looks really good. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to give it a bite. Let's see. My mouth is watering. Let's see. Mm. Amazing. Not only looks good, it's really tasty, really yummy. And of course, you can grab your chile jalapeño. Or my husband, he actually grabs fresh peppers from our plants in the backyard from a garden, and he just like bites on those. All right, guys. Well, that was our recipe for tacos de carne asada for this week.